Have you ever noticed that thinking never feels like you talking? It feels more like something happening to you. Thoughts appear. They speak. They argue. They narrate your life, even when you didn't invite them. So let me ask you something quietly, honestly. If you are thinking, who is the one listening? And if there is a listener, then who are you? Because the moment you truly see this, something ancient begins to loosen its grip. Act 1. The illusion of control. Music deepens slightly. Most of us believe we are the thinker. We say, I am anxious. I am angry. I am lost. But listen carefully to the language. You don't create these thoughts. They arrive. Unannounced. Uninvited. Sometimes unwanted. Like weather. You don't wake up and decide, today I will overthink everything I said 5 years ago. It just happens. And yet, we identify with it completely. We wrap our entire identity around a voice we did not choose, a voice that critiques, judges, replays pain, predicts disaster, rehearses conversations that may never happen. The mind becomes a storm, and we forget. We are not the storm. We are the sky. Act 2. Overthinking as listening. Gentle echo. Space between words. Here is the subtle truth most people never notice. When you are thinking, you are actually listening. Thoughts speak. You listen. And because you listen without awareness, you believe the voice is you. But if you were the voice, how could you hear it? This is not philosophy. This is direct experience. Right now, there is a voice reading these words inside your head. Notice it. Now notice something deeper. You are aware of that voice, which means you are not it. You are the one listening, and the listener is silent. Guided reflection number 1, pausing the mind. Close your eyes for a moment. Don't try to stop your thoughts. Don't fight them. Just listen. Let the mind speak like a radio left on in another room. Thoughts may say, this is strange. This won't work. I've heard this before. Let them talk. And notice, there is something in you that is untouched. Still, spacious, watching. That watcher is not anxious. That listener is not broken. It is simply present. Act 3. Emotional baggage and the inner voice. Most of our suffering doesn't come from life. It comes from the commentary about life. An emotion arises, sadness, fear, grief. That alone is natural. But then the mind speaks. This shouldn't be happening. You always mess things up. This means something is wrong with you. And suddenly, the emotion becomes a story. The wave becomes a tsunami. But emotions are like waves. They rise. They peak. They fall. They were never meant to define you. You suffer not because you feel, but because you listen without distance. Metaphor. The ocean. Imagine the ocean. On the surface, waves crash violently. Storms rage. Chaos unfolds. But deep below, the water is calm, silent, unmoving. You are not the surface. You are the depth. Thoughts and emotions are just movements on the surface of awareness. They cannot disturb what you truly are, unless you believe they can. Act 4. Ego and identity. Music grows more introspective. The ego survives by convincing you that every thought is personal, that every fear is yours, that every memory defines you. But the ego is nothing more than a pattern of repeated listening. You listened to certain thoughts for so long, they began to feel like home. I am not enough. I must control everything. I need to become someone. But what if you were never meant to become anything? What if you were meant to remember? Guided reflection number 2, returning to presence. Take a slow breath in. Feel the air enter your body. Now exhale gently. Notice the silence at the end of the breath. That silence is always there. Even when the mind is loud, Rest there, just for a moment. Act 5. Control versus allowing. The mind wants control. It plans, predicts, protects. It believes, if it thinks enough, it can avoid pain. But control is rooted in fear, and fear tightens the mind. Awareness loosens it. The moment you stop trying to fix your thoughts, they lose their power. Because thoughts feed on resistance, they fade in acceptance, like shadows dissolving in light. To the silence behind these words. That silence is you. Empowerment and clarity. You were never the chaos. You were the space holding it. You were never broken. You were distracted by noise. And now, you are remembering. Remember this. When you are thinking, you are listening. So choose what deserves your attention. Return to stillness. Return to yourself. I am not the voice in my mind. I am the awareness that hears it, and in this knowing, I am free.